Hello, beautiful friends. Welcome back to 365 Days of Love and Miracles with A Course in Miracles. My name is Arlene Geres, and I am so glad that you are here. Please remember to listen right until the very end because we have a special treat for you. And if you enjoy today's video, please click like and subscribe down below because this helps others to find us on YouTube. Today's lesson is lesson number 81. This is our first lesson in Review 2. Before we read today's lesson, let's read the introduction to Review 2. We are now ready for another review. We will begin where our last review left off and cover 2 ideas each day. The earlier part of each day will be devoted to one of these ideas and the latter part of the day to the other. We will have one longer exercise period and frequent shorter ones in which we practice each of them. The longer practice periods will follow this general form. Take about 15 minutes for each of them and begin by thinking about the ideas for the day and the comments that are included in the assignments. Devote some 3 or 4 minutes to reading them over slowly, several times if you wish, and then close your eyes and listen. Repeat the first phase of the exercise period if you find your mind wandering, but try to spend the major part of the time listening quietly but attentively. There is a message waiting for you. Be confident that you will receive it. Remember that it belongs to you and that you want it. Do not allow your intent to waver in the face of distracting thoughts. Realize that whatever form such thoughts may take, they have no meaning and no power. Replace them with your determination to succeed. Do not forget that your will has power over all fantasies and dreams. Trust it to see you through and carry you beyond them all. Regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life. Refuse to be sidetracked into detours, illusions, and thoughts of death. You are dedicated to salvation. Be determined each day not to leave your function unfilled. Reaffirm your determination in the shorter practice periods as well, using the original form of the idea for general applications and more specific forms when needed. Some specific forms are included in the comments which follow the statement of the ideas. These, however, are merely suggestions. It is not the particular words you use that matter. We are going to talk more about this when we talk about our practice periods at the end of today's session. Each of the following 10 lessons are going to have 2 ideas. We're going to review 2 lessons a day for the following 10 lessons. We are asked to meditate on the first idea. In the morning, we want to read the ideas over very slowly and allow these ideas to sink deep within our being. And then sit in a meditation for about 15 minutes. We are told to be patient, to expect that there is a message waiting for us and that we can be confident that we will receive it if we follow these instructions. We are also told to expect to have some wavering thoughts. This happens to all of us. A Course in Miracles is training us how to be patient with ourselves as we practice our meditations. We simply replace our mind wandering with a determination to succeed. We accept that our will and God's will are one, and we trust that God's will is going to carry us through. We're told over and over again throughout the course that we will succeed. We're to regard these practice periods as dedications to the way, the truth, and the life, and we refuse to be sidetracked. Are you determined each day to follow through with these practices? Let's read the review of Lesson 61. I am the light of the world. I'm going to read this first, then we'll discuss it, and I'll read it one more time at the end of the lesson. I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world? Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Let's talk about it. When I was meditating on this lesson this morning, I saw myself bowing down to God. I could feel I was actually bowing down to the God inside of me. It was an incredible sense of joining and my oneness with God and all of creation. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world. I am the light of the world. You are the light of the world. I bow down to you, my friends. I bow down to the God inside of each one of you. Let us be still before each other's holiness. Let us be in awe of each other. Every single one of us are incredible beings of light. Can we get our egos out of the way and choose to see the light in each other today? Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. When we leave the ego behind, we accept that we are the light of the world. There is no conflict. We're one. I am you, and you are me, and we are all together. I think it was the Beatles that first said that. One of the most important lessons that my husband and I learned many years ago is any time that we have some sort of a conflict, we remind ourselves to stop. Let's say a prayer. Let's put God at the center. What does God want us to do in this situation? I know for sure that God does not want conflict. Let's put God at the center of all of our relationships, my friends, and all conflicts will disappear. We remember who we are as God's beautiful, beloved children. We are one with God and one with all of creation. Let's finish the review of Lesson 61. Some specific forms for applying this idea when special difficulties seem to arise might be: let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. Let's talk about it. These ideas are meant to be used for our shorter practice periods, and particularly when we are upset for any reason at all. We simply use one of these ideas or any idea that is related to the idea for today. You might want to write these down so that you have them ready. Let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light in the world in me not be darkened for any reason. Let the light of the world in me continue to shine no matter what. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance, no matter what difficulty I have in front of me right now. I ask the light of the world to shine through it. Let me only see the light in the world in the other person. Let me only see the light in the world in myself. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. The shadow that has fallen over this person that I'm having the conflict with is from the ego. The shadow is not of God. The shadow will vanish before the light. Let's read the review of Lesson 62. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. It is through accepting my function that I will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that in the light I will see it as it is. Let's talk about it. If we're holding a resentment towards anyone at all, including ourselves, we are not going to be able to see the light in ourselves, and we're not going to be able to see the light in the other person. Remember, resentment is from the world of the ego. In order to get from the world of the ego, we need to cross over the bridge of forgiveness to the world of God. This is where our light is going to shine brightly. Let's unplug the channel to God. We cannot be open to God's love if we're preoccupied with all the crazy thoughts of the ego. Somebody else did something that I didn't like. I did something I didn't like. Somebody said something I didn't like. I said something I didn't like. On and on and on it goes. Let's stop these crazy thoughts. Take a few minutes, remove yourself from the situation, journal on it, call a trusted friend. Ask God to take this resentment away and open the channel to the light inside of you and the light in the other person. When we accept that forgiveness is our function as the light of the world, then we release this light for all the world to see. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before the light. Do you want your light to be perfectly clear to everyone. You want to be unburdened, to not be holding anything against anyone, and especially yourself. Let it go, my friends. Let it go. Let it go. We don't need to understand forgiveness. We just need to accept that it works. We can trust these words. We can trust God. We can trust in the power of love. We no longer need to protect our fragile hearts. God holds you and God holds me in the palm of his hand. Let's finish the reading. Specific forms for using this idea might include: let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Even though I don't fully understand the process of forgiveness, and even though I don't always want to forgive, help me learn in this situation what forgiveness is. Help me to experience the power of forgiveness to free me from all of my upset, all of my worry, all of my pain, all of my frustration. Let me not separate my function from my will. Help me to see that my function of forgiveness is truly my will, because my will and God's will are one. I will not use this for an alien purpose. I will not use this for the purpose of the ego. I will only use it for God's purposes. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Let's quickly talk about our review practices one more time. First thing in the morning and for the first half of the day, you may want to listen or read the review of Lesson 61. We want to schedule them into our phone or our watch every hour, and then remember to do them often in between, and particularly when we're upset for any reason. We simply state the idea for the day, and then we sit for a minute or two as we allow Lesson 61 to sink into our being. I am the light of the world. If you would like to close your eyes, I'm going to read Lesson 61 one more time as a meditation. I am the light of the world. How holy am I, who have been given the function of lighting up the world. Let me be still before my holiness. In its calm light, let all my conflicts disappear. In its peace, let me remember who I am. Let me not obscure the light of the world in me. Let the light of the world shine through this appearance. This shadow will vanish before the light. You may want to turn off the video here and simply sit in your meditation for the remaining 15 minutes. Then come back to this video once you have finished your meditation. For the second half of the day, we're going to use the idea of Lesson 62, forgiveness is my function as the light of the world, throughout the day for our hourly practice periods, often in between and especially when we're upset for any reason at all. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Just before we go to sleep, we want to read or listen to this review and then meditate on it for 15 minutes. If you would like to close your eyes, I'll read the review of Lesson 62 one more time as a meditation. It is through accepting my function that you will see the light in me. And in this light will my function stand clear and perfectly unambiguous before my sight. My acceptance does not depend on my recognizing what my function is, for I do not yet understand forgiveness. Yet I will trust that, in the light, I will see it as it is. Let this help me learn what forgiveness means. Let me not separate my function from my will. I will not use this for an alien purpose. If you would like to sit in your meditation for the remaining 15 minutes, please turn off the video now. Thanks so much for listening right until the end, my friends. If you enjoyed today's video, please share the love. Tell someone about these videos. Encourage them to start at Lesson 1 and only do one lesson a day. Are you ready for our special treat? Let's visit the inside of the theater in Milan. I am the light of the world. Forgiveness is my function as the light of the world. Let your light shine brightly for all the world to see today, my friends. I love you.